I'm Pablo.
My name's Tyrone.
I'm Uniqua.
I'm Tasha.
And my name's Austin.
And we're
your backyard friends, the backyard again. Together in the backyard again.
In the place where we belong.
Or we'll probably sing a song, and we'll maybe dance along.
We've got the whole wide world in our yard to explore. We always find things we've never seen before. That's why every day we're back for more with your friends, the backyard again.
Hey new recruits, it's me, Pablo. In 1942, the Japanese and the US fought on an island in the Philippines named Corregidor, but the Japanese defeated the US. But can I tell you a secret? Today, February 16, 1945, we have planned a surprise attack on the Japanese to recapture the island. But don't tell anyone. Shh. Pablo, come on. We have to get ready for takeoff. Okay. Now that I think about it, Tyrone, I'm a little nervous. What's the plan again?
It's okay, Pablo. Let's review. When we land, we're going to try to seize the high ground. We will either land on the golf course or on the parade fields. Try to take out as many enemy soldiers as you encounter. Then regroup with the other paratroopers and try to set up camp. Don't worry, there'll be a lot of us and I'll be by your side the entire time.
Is now a good time to say that I have a fear of heights?
It's okay, Pablo. Just remember what you learned at the PRCT.
So, speaking of politics, how do you feel about Emperor Hirohito taking control of the Philippines, French Indochina, Indonesia, and Malaysia?
Personally, I think it's a bad idea because we're in a bad economic state and it's not good for our country socially, but our nation needs rice, oil, and iron to help in the war.
I agree with you.
Wow, I'm glad. There's so many extreme nationalists because of Hirohito. I was worried you'd get mad at me. Wait, what's that sound?
Oh my gosh, it's a surprise attack! Alert the troops!
Are you okay?
Yes, thank you for saving my life,
You're
Pablo.
welcome.
Okay, let's go set up camp.
Wow, today was a long day. I'm ready for dinner.
Me too. What are we eating?
When it comes to eating healthy, here's some global inspiration. Disney Channel's Pass the Plate.
Hi, I'm Brenda Song and welcome to Pass the Plate. During wartime, it's important to ration food to ensure that our troops are properly fed. By rationing at home, civilians like you can help aid the war effort.
Hi, I'm Greg Sulkin. Some foods that are common for helping stretch food supplies in the U.S. include sugarless cookies, eggless cakes, and meatless meals. Cookbooks, magazines, food camp brochures, and government pamphlets are full of creative ideas for stretching food supplies. Now, back to Brenda in Japan.
Konnichiwa from Japan. Here, rice has been a staple for over 2,000 years. Rice is rarely wasted and greatly valued because of the labor-intensive work put in by the rice farmers to harvest the crop. Here in Japan, some typical foods include donburi, which is cooked rice with simmered meat or fish on top, onigiri, which is small parcels of rice with dried seaweed wrapped around, or chizuke, which is cooked rice and green tea with cod or salmon on top. Greg, can you explain how the Japanese ration during wartime?
Brenda, how could you forget my favorite Japanese dessert, mochi, which is pounded rice cake? Back to how the Japanese would ration food. Leftover rice is never wasted and is often repurposed for later meals. Just like how Americans stretch food supplies, by not wasting rice, Japanese citizens are supporting the war effort.
Thank you for watching Pass the Plate. Let us know how you ration at home. And remember, it's irrational to not ration.
Everyone, wake up, wake up. I have urgent news from the naval base.
Who are you?
I'm Austin. I'm a messenger for the U.S. Army, and I have urgent news.
What is it?
There was a huge successful naval bombardment against the Japanese. The 24th Infantry Division made an amphibious assault on the tip of the Bataan Peninsula. The resistance was moderate. They were able to wrestle it away from the Japanese.
Wow, that's great news. We should celebrate tonight.
In other news, the Japanese captain Itagaki had not expected an airborne attack and had only deployed his troops to certain points of the island, including James, Cheney, Ramsey Ravines, and the Malinta Island. He had only expected an amphibious attack, so he wanted to observe the attacks because he believed the Army could take on America's forces as they did the previous battle.
What happened?
He was shot and killed and left Lieutenant Endo in charge of the troops on the island.
Wow, they shouldn't have underestimated us.
Attention! Good morning, troops. Unfortunately, your previous General Tasha, was captured as a POW during the paratrooping attack. Soldiers, let's get it together. My name is General Uniqua, and we have a battle to win. Let's go recapture that island.
You got it, come on.
Yes!
Yes!
This is war! Soldiers, why are you messing around? Drop and give me 20. 1, 2, 3.
Dear Diary.
Soldiers, what are you doing? Drop and give me 20 sit-ups. Okay guys, good work. Now we must prepare for future attacks against the Japanese. They are using mortars, mines, and machine guns, but it's okay because we can defend ourselves with machine guns and battery ways.
Fortunately, our troops have the advantage as we have secured most of the open areas.
However, the Japanese still have many pillboxes, tunnels, and buildings. Pillboxes are concrete dug-in guard posts that are used for hideouts and places to charge from. This is me.
This is me. My name is Hiroko, and this is me. I live in Tokyo, Japan, which is one of the 2 industrial cities that the clothing industry is predominantly located in. The second city is named Osaka. The most common manufactured clothing item is a mofuku, or kimono.
My name is Kazuko, and this is me. I live in Osaka, Japan. In my house, my mom handmakes all of our family's kimonos. I have 2 kimonos, a formal kimono and a visiting kimono.
A visiting kimono has lavish designs on the shoulders, sleeves, and skirt. It is worn to tea gatherings, parties, and other semi-formal occasions.
Formal kimonos are different for single women and for married women. A single woman wears a broad-sleeved kimono, and a married woman wears a narrow-sleeved kimono. The base color is typically black with a luxurious design on the skirt.
A kimono should always reflect consideration for those who will see it.
Traditional Japanese clothing is contrast to Western style clothing. Western clothing is secured by buttons or fasteners, whereas a kimono is secured by obi and cloth cords tied at the waist.
Obi is made of cloth and it is more than 3 meters long and often tied in a complicated knot.
This is me.
Are you ready to defend the front at night?
Is it too late to say that I'm afraid of the dark?
It's okay, Pablo. Just remember to shoot straight.
Oh my gosh, what's that, Tyrone?
Oh my gosh! About 500 Japanese Marines are coming out of the Battery Smith Armory.
Oh my gosh, what's happening?
It's a bonsai charge, but now's not the time for questions. Go get backup.
Okay!
Great job, soldiers. Now you must rest because that was a long 3-hour attack.
Wait, now that we have time, what's a bonsai charge?
Oh, Pablo, you don't know what a bonsai charge is?
No, I don't.
It's okay. A bonsai charge is a suicide charge that the Japanese use as a tactic during battle. They all charge and shout a phrase that translates to "Long live the Emperor."
Why do they do that?
The Japanese believe bonsai charges are a way to die honorably in war.
Is that the only way to die honorably?
No, they also have kamikaze attacks, which are airborne suicide attacks.
How spooky.
Hello, soldiers. It is time to have some updates from the battle. Unfortunately, after counting our numbers, we have realized that we have lost 14 of our soldiers and 15 of them are injured.
Oh my, that's awful.
But do not worry, soldiers. We have successfully taken out 250 of the Japanese soldiers.
General Douglas MacArthur has told me to go spy on the Japanese soldiers near his old headquarters and the USA supply depot and report back to the other troops what I saw. Oh no, I need to stop them! I couldn't find anyone.
Great job, soldier, on defending against the bonsai
Everyone, gather
charge.
round! Update from the bottom side of the island.
What happened, messenger?
So you know the Malenta Tunnel, the tunnel where we stored bombs and supplies during the last battle here. Well, the Japanese found it and they were using it for shelter.
Oh my.
It's okay though, there were a bunch of undetonated bombs and ammunition in there, and the Japanese exploded inside.
That certainly was convenient.
Hi, my name's Jeffina Alexandre, but you can call me Jeff. I'm going to tell you about the time that I met Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He is adored by many for leading us through the Great Depression, and now the Second World War. FDR has been president of the U.S. since 1933 and has been re-elected in this last year, 1944, for his 4th term. Here's some exclusive footage from our meeting. Hi, Mr. President. It's so great to have this opportunity to meet you. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, first, how did you know it was time for us to enter the war?
Well, after Pearl Harbor, myself and many Americans believed it was time to stick up for our allies and democracy.
Why did you run for president again in 1944, even though you're in poor health?
It's a good question. I felt and still feel that it is right to uphold the values of democracy and not let those whose views that do not benefit our country win.
What was the reason for creating your famous fireside chats?
Well, I wanted a way to connect to my citizens and reassure them that I'm here to listen to their concerns and help in any way I can. The fireside chats also provide an accurate informational source for those who don't have access to or trust certain news sources.
That's great. Thank you for your time.
You're very welcome.
You just watched a TTI on Disney Channel.
let me in. I have news.
Hello, Austin. What's your news? Come on in. What's your news, Austin?
I've received word from Colonel Jones that the top side of the island has been secured.
Wow, that's amazing.
I know, we're so close to winning the war.
Attention soldiers. Today we are going to be attacking eastward along the tail of the island while the 2nd Battalion will stay at topside. The 34th Infantry Regiment dug out some of the last Japanese defenders on the hill.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Come on, Pablo, we have to go.
I don't know, Tyrone. This is pretty scary.
It's okay, Pablo. You've done this before. Yeah, I'm fine. It just grazed my ankle.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'll be good.
Okay. Oh my God,
look!
Great job, soldiers. Although we had to defend against a few more bonsai charges, we were able to transition to Monkey Point, which is only 2,000 yards away from the tail of the island.
Woo!
What's wrong, Tyrone?
God, I miss her so much. Pablo, do you have a girlfriend back home?
As a matter of fact, I do. Here she is. Her name is Betty. I'm so lucky.
Wow, that's a nice dress she has there. How'd she manage to get that with all the restrictions on clothes?
Oh, are you talking about the L85, the regulation that restricts what type of fabrics can be used and what type of garments can be made?
Yeah, I feel bad for my girl. All of the materials are being sent to the military and are restricting what manufacturers can make.
Yeah, Betty is tired of seeing article after article on how to prolong the life of old clothes.
Yeah, Shirley was telling me in a letter about how Rosie the Riveter inspired her and many other women to start working.
Really? Where does she work? My girlfriend works in a factory as a clothes manufacturer.
Yeah, Shirley's a bank teller. Do you hear that?
What is this?
Oh gosh, this song reminds me of her.
What song is this?
It's Accentuate the Positive by Bing Crosby and the Andrews Sisters. It reminds me of her because before I got drafted, she would always tell me to accentuate the positive and focus on the good things in life.
That's so sweet, man.
Come on, dance with me.
Hello, soldiers. I regret to inform you that we have some bad news. Hey fam, Kids Bop here. We just released a poppin' new song called Gum and Coca-Cola, which is a kid-friendly spin on the OG song Rum and Coca-Cola by the Andrews Sisters, the Goats. This song got people turned in the beginning of 1945 and spent a whopping 10 weeks on the Billboard Top Singles chart. Isn't it lit? Gucci Man, let's hear it.
If you ever go down Trinidad, they make you feel so very glad. Calypso, sing and make up rhyme, guarantee you one real good fine time. Chewing gum and Coca-Cola, go down Point Cumana, both mother and daughter, working for the Yankee dollar. Since the Yankee come to Trinidad, they got the young girls all going mad. Young girls say they treat them nice, make Trinidad like paradise. Chewing gum and Coca-Cola, go down Point Cumana, both mother and daughter, working for the Yankee dollar. From Chicory to Mona's Isle, pretty girls all dance and smile. How soldiers celebrate his leave, Make every day like New Year's Eve. Chewing gum and Coca-Cola. Go down Point Kumana. Both mother and daughter working for the Yankee dollar. In old Trinidad I smile with glee. We all fight for liberty. Like the Yankee girl, she works so hard while her beau's out fighting far. Chewing gum and Coca-Cola. Go down Point Kumana. Both mother and daughter working for the Yankee dollar. Out on Manzanella Beach, GI romance with pretty peach. All night long make tropic fun. Next day sitting hot sun and cool off. Chewing gum and Coca-Cola. Go down Point Kumana. Both mother and daughter working for the Yankee dollar. Rum and Coca-Cola. Gum and Coca-Cola. Working for the Yankee dollar.
Unfortunately, some troops were killed and injured yesterday. Shortly after 11 a.m., when the Japanese had exploded an underground arsenal near Monkey Point where we were positioned.
There were 200 casualties and 50 deaths.
Luckily, a Sherman tank stopped near the vicinity of the main charge was blown end over end for hundreds of feet.
The debris from the explosion hit a destroyer around 2,000 yards offshore. I heard that a man standing on topside, which is about a mile away from here, was hit by flying debris.
Wow, that's a powerful tank.
Yes, Tyrone, the M4 Sherman is one of the most widely used medium tanks by our Army. The battle's finally over, troops. Everyone did such a great job these last 10 days. Everywhere, all of the Japanese soldiers have either been found wounded or have committed suicide.
It was estimated that the Japanese forces had around 6,700 soldiers, whereas the American and Filipino troops combined had around 7,000 soldiers. What did you think about this week, Pablo?
I'm very proud of our ability to work together. Our ability to work together allowed us to be victorious over the Japanese and reconquer the island. What did you think, Tyrone?
I think our new airborne technique was a real success. General Uniqua and our next airborne attacks could we use this technique? Because before, we would drop large numbers of paratroopers on a relatively obstacle-free zone, but this time we dropped fewer numbers of better trained paratroopers on an unexpected site, and I feel that it worked a lot better in our advantage.
Oh, that's a great suggestion, Tyrone. I will make sure to talk to our other generals about it.
Thanks, General. What did you think about today, Austin?
I agree with Pablo. I think we fought well because we were so in sync with each other, and we've had previous experiences in battle. And because our leadership was better than the Japanese, we were able to defeat them.
What did you learn today, new recruits? How do you feel about the Battle of Corregidor? So long! See you tomorrow!
That was an excellent island adventure, don't you think?
Totally! We've got the whole wide world in our yard to explore. Now it's time for us to have a snack. Meet you next time when we're back with your friends, the backyard again. See ya.
Come on,
See you
later.
next time.
Grilled cheese, all right.